Welcome to Moon Harbor Extended. Today's issue is Days Errant Issue 8, Rat Lordly Affairs. On the cover, we see the team seated for dinner at a long table. Voila looks around for his sister, Solar Flare suspiciously holds up a goblet, Velveteen sniffs at the food, and Raynor tries to grab a cute rat running across the table. We turn the page and our story begins.
Yeah, so let's go back to Cass joining the rest of the team with some fun news.
So wait, set the scene here again. Cass is floating down out of the sky, riding on the hat. Am I remembering this correctly?
Riding on like a jetpack made of scarves coming out of the hat. There's like a permanent tether to the ground.
I'm going to have you roll to release your powers for that one.
I used overcharge for the 10+.
Wasn't that just to like get up in the air?
Sure, I'll roll to unleash. Let's do it. That's a 12.
Yeah, on a hit, you do it.
Yeah, I think it's like very, very controlled, but there is like a just like hundreds of feet long thread of scarves from where I left the maze to where I land.
Why do you have so many scarves, Cass?
This is drawing a ton of attention. And how do you land by your friends?
Very gracefully. With a 12, I like the flow of scarves like slows, and I like lower myself and just like as my feet get near the ground, I like start walking and flip the hat upside down and like toss it in the air and put it on my head. And then I turn and I take a bow to the entire crowd.
I'm going to walk up behind you as you finish the bow and take the hat off your head and put it on top of my hat. I'm going to say, Cass, first, that looked awesome. Second, where the hell's my sister?
She's she's in the maze, but it's not really a maze anymore because I knocked down most of the walls. So, and then I just kind of point down the like long thread of scarves. And at the end of it, you see Una standing there just like glaring at me with all of her friends like looking super confused and annoyed.
And then they turn and walk away.
I was following them as a rabbit, and then they went too fast in the maze and I got lost. And so I decided I would try to fly up in the air to find her. And then that didn't necessarily go the way I wanted it to. And now everyone is staring.
Yeah, and we were talking, and do you think we're in danger? Like, the Rat Lords can't really be happy with us.
This feels like an obvious yes. I don't really understand why you're taking the survey.
Who are we in danger from?
Oh, right. We never told you. Do we know why Raynor was gone for that narratively?
I think we've just said that they were working on a project, a to-be-determined project.
Okay. We did a job for Saber, and we kind of stopped the Rat Lords from stealing some stuff. That's how we met Ratilia.
And you didn't call me? Why not? That sounds like fun. Well, we gotta protect Ratilia with our lives. The Rat Kings wouldn't hurt her, would they? Rat Kings? Rat Lords?
Technically, she's on their side.
No! Ratilia, you wouldn't hurt me, would you?
She gives she squeaks.
See, Ratilia's on our side now.
What's the rat equivalent of a shrug?
I think like all of her squeaks have been like the same. So like anytime that you were asking her a question, it's just like the same squeak. So like you're not getting whatever emotion you're hoping for.
I look at Ratalia and I'm like, wait a second, hold on. She might actually be helpful. And I turn into Rabbit and then start talking to her. Because we've established when I'm an animal, I can talk to animals.
Yep.
And I'm like, your bosses, the Rat Lords, the people who ride you, are they upset for whatever reason? Are they planning something? Do they have weaponry? Is this all a very elaborate trap? I imagine I'm probably piercing the mask.
Yeah, I'm going to have you roll to do that.
That is an 8.
So 7 and 9, ask one.
If I ask what are you really planning, because she's like working for the team, like because she like is employed by the rats, could that imply to like the whole group? Like, what are the Rat Lords really planning?
Yeah.
Or okay, cool. I'm gonna ask that then.
Because I'm trying to think of how to phrase it from Ratalia.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
No, you gotta do like the squeak, the squeaking squeakers.
No. She's got a point.
Yes. So we get a. I guess I can't remember if Ratalia saw you transform earlier because I think it was a regular sized rat that you did this with. So I think we get a few panels of like surprise and the kind of like, oh, okay, we can communicate this way. And then she tells you, you're not the ones in danger. There's some fun planned out for this, for the Rat Lord's court later today.
What do you mean, fun?
I don't know the full details because it's human stuff. They do weird stuff, and I don't get it. Like this tournament thing they've been doing, I don't understand it, but I've been here all day.
I understand that human stuff is strange, but can you elaborate on, I don't know, what kind of equipment they set up?
Well, they don't have the equipment anymore, so it's not equipment that they set up.
What did they set up then?
I think we again see like the rat shrug. It's gonna be a good lunch, I hear.
I look at them and I'm like, I hope you know that that was the most cryptic thing you could have possibly said. And I, for one, think that us rodents should be better. But what should I expect of a rat? And then I turn back into a human. Well, humanish, bunny, rabbit thing.
She's squeaking and sounds pretty offended. And Ratalia starts like turning to leave you guys. She's doesn't feel welcome anymore.
No! What happened? Why is Ratalia leaving?
Well,
Rainer, like, legitimately is sad right now.
well, she wasn't very useful, and I just didn't have patience for it.
But she's precious.
No, she's a rat. Rats are never precious. Anyway, there's something big happening at the rat festival coronation thing. What, rat court? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the Rat Lord's court. That's also where Yuna's friend said that they would meet up.
Oh, right. She said there's something big happening at the Rat Lord's court this afternoon, but it's not an equipment-based thing. And she said, I heard lunch will be very good, which was as cryptic as it could have possibly been. And all I know is that that's where we're meeting Yuna and her friends, and we probably should head over there soon, because it is almost afternoon already.
It might not even mean anything. I haven't met many rats, but they seem to often be fixated on food.
What if they poison the food? A lot of people could get hurt. Do we need to beat up some rat lords? And Rainer puts her hands together in a fist and like, let's go beat up some rat lords.
I think that might be jumping the gun and possibly assault if they didn't poison the food.
Oh, we already said I couldn't blow anything up.
Those are both good rules.
Wait, when were we talking about blowing things up? What happened while I was gone?
But I'm just going to turn and look at Rainer at Solar Flare.
Well, it was a good idea.
I didn't say we were going to do it, just that it would work.
They would know exactly where we're at, and we could minimize casualties.
Well, Solar Flare...
Minimize?
Well, a lot of those tournament fighters were really, really wrong. I mean, they got to learn their lesson somehow. Come on! Always taking my fun. No one responded to that.
I don't know how to.
I think Cass is going to turn and just start walking away towards the Rat Lord's court, the food area.
Hey, wait up for us. Come on, Solar, let's go. And Rainer's going to grab Solar's arm and try to drag them along.
That's a fantastic way to get burned, kiddo. Solarfire does take her arm away before Rainer does burn themselves, but she will come along.
Oh, I am not worried about it. Remember nanobot arms or nanomachine arms? It's fine.
She's not saying that, but like, she is still as hot as the sun, and she is acutely aware of it.
I love it.
As we're walking, I want to say to Solar Flare, hey, if you were going to ambush us here, how would you do it?
I suppose I would take advantage of our reputation as heroes, and I would create a situation that puts civilians in danger to attract our attention. take advantage of the situation and our preoccupation with everybody's safety to strike. If I were going to ambush us. I'm not going to.
That makes a lot of sense. Maybe you should be calling the shots more.
I mean, I could. She looks pretty pleased with herself, but in a way where she's like trying not to, but she is.
Well, if you did, I'd follow.
Noted.
You have influence over me, right?
I do.
Okay, cool.
Amazing.
Friends.
Can Rainer run up to Cass and try to talking to them?
Yeah, go for it.
So Rainer's gonna run up beside Cass and be like, "So did she say anything about me when you were talking to her?"
I kind of feel like we should just cut away from the conversation there. I feel like that's a really funny panel.
I love it.
Well, wait, what's the look on Cass's face when Rainer says this?
I think it's just like serious side eye. I think it's like there is no. I think it's very much like a here we go again, this child kind of look.
Amazing. So I think
Why did Rainer become the comic relief?
We turn the page and get an overhead shot because we gotta get one in. We get an overhead shot of the Rat Lord's court, and it's what I'm picturing is like, you know, the Hogwarts Great Hall where there's like the teacher's table up at the front, and then there's like the house tables, and it's not like as formal with like the 4 super long tables. This is more of like rows of smaller tables for like regular people to sit at, and a bunch of the Rat Lords are sitting at this head table. And also their special guests, the Moon Harbor Town Council and the mayor are with them, and everybody is eating food. You guys have arrived, and it's like kind of started where like most of the Rat Lords are in. They were kind of doing this like cheesy like parade, like, oh, here's all the Rat Lords, where it's kind of like by like name and title, and like the last one will be Lord Charles Rathaniel. And you guys can see Una, she's sitting with her friends and her friends' parents. They're like around in the center of all of these like long tables. It doesn't look like there's room, but like people can squeeze over, and you guys can sit down if you want to.
If I make this choice, I'd probably be a couple tables away, but like clearly within view. Would that work?
That's up to the team.
Yeah, I think Solar Flare in particular is like, if we were going to be ambushed, it would be to take advantage of our reputation as heroes. Also, you've noticed that your sister's here, right? On that note, so I think she sees that this is the intention and this is an A-OK plan by her.
Rainer's going to follow along at this point. Probably going to say something about this is definitely a trap. Definitely a trap.
Yeah, Cass is following as well.
Yeah, and there's like some food set out. There's like wine glasses, but it's more like cider or like the non-alcoholic like grape juice. Like this is a family event. And there's kind of like appetizers out, and like there'll be more courses later. And as you guys sit down, we see the meat is at a separate stall. You have to show your ID. You guys sit down, and then the panels swap to Lord Charles Rathaniel makes his entrance, like bowing to the crowd. He's also a dramatic individual, and he takes his place at the head of the table, just like standing there. He hasn't sat down, and like to his right are the other Rat Lords, and then the mayor and the town council are on the left. And so Lord Charles Rathaniel reaches out his arms and he like addresses the crowd. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to our Sewer Renaissance Fair. I hope you are all having a grand time. And there's a lot of applause and cheering. Do you guys react at all? While like the crowd is like, hell yeah, we're having a great time.
I imagine I applaud politely.
I'm like distractedly applauding and glancing around.
Rainer is just looking around the room, seeing if anything like is out of place, or basically keeping an eye out for an actual ambush. Not maybe not just the food or anything else like that.
Yeah, Solar Flare also does like the obligatory polite clapping with the upper 2 arms, but she's not really paying attention.
I'm so glad you specified which arms.
I knew.
And can we give a warm welcome to our guests, Mayor Ahmed and the rest of the Moon Harbor Council? And we get some more applause, and Lord Charles Rathaniel raises his glass for a toast. Like everybody else at the table, and most of the audience raises their glasses and takes a sip. What are you guys doing?
Not taking a sip.
Joke's on you. I don't have a biologic system. Nothing would happen to me if I did have anything to drink.
Amazing.
I think we see the like over the top, like I go to drink and just toss the cider over my shoulder thing. And I'm pretty sure it hit someone behind me.
I think I don't even pick up my cup.
Amazing. We also get a panel checking in on Una, and like she and her friends and like her friends' family have all taken a sip.
Can I stop her from taking a sip?
How far away did you guys sit?
I was thinking like 2 or 3 tables over.
I'm gonna have you roll to defend.
I think I see her like lifting her glass, and I just pull out a deck of cards and like flick one card, and I'm gonna roll. My savior's not terrible. Wait, I have conditions.
So 7 and 9, it costs you. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
I'm gonna escalate the situation.
Amazing.
I'd like the card to just break her glass if that's cool.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Cool.
I think we get the panel of the card breaking the glass and like seeing like the onomatopoeia of like the shattering. And there's kind of like the panel goes to Lord Charles Rathaniel, who like his attention is drawn by the sound, notices this, and then notices the 4 of you. And he kind of like smirks, but then turns back to the crowd. Now, I know you may be wondering, but Lord Charles Rathaniel, all of the advertisements promise something extra spectacular this year, and it just seems to be the same old, yet excellent, Ren Fair. And worry not, fine folks, the time has come. He turns to the mayor on his left, and now he talks directly to her. Mayor Ahmed, I have invited you here not just as my esteemed guest, but for our most exciting event yet. I am officially challenging you to a duel for the mayorship of Moon Harbor.
Solar Flare leans in. She goes, "First blood."
That's not how this works.
And then we get a few panels where like everybody is silent. And how are you guys reacting to this?
I'm looking at Solar Flare.
Yeah, again, she just kind of leans in and goes, "First blood." As far as she knows, like, I am sitting here like, that's not how government works. But as far as Solar Flare knows, this is the thing that has made the most sense to her since she got here on this planet. This is, if anything, better than what she expected.
Phenomenal.
Rainer's face is literally just wide-eyed at that comment.
I'm gonna charge my Baron again.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Woo, that's a 10.
Good, because if it was literally anything else, I would have been out of the game.
Rip in pieces.
Cool. I'm just gonna hold onto those Baron for now. I just have a feeling I'm gonna need them.
Perhaps.
I think we see me like reaching into my sleeve and pulling out a card, and then just like spinning it on my finger, just like letting it just like spin really quickly on my finger. And then I just catch it between 2 fingers and tuck it back into my sleeve.
So I think we see this, and then we go back to a panel of the silent crowd, and then the same panel, and it's just kind of clear that like it's just quiet. Nobody's moving. I think we get a panel of the main table, and all the rat lords and Mayor Ahmed seem to be normal, but the rest of the city council is like frozen, along with the majority of the crowd. You guys are not frozen. Yuna's not frozen. I think there's like maybe like 1 or 2 people that aren't frozen, but like almost everybody here is just frozen in position. What do you guys do?
Hey, Solar Flare, is this the kind of thing you were talking about?
I expected something a little more bombastic, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's pretty close.
I love that you know the word bombastic.
Yeah, I read.
I had to mute because I just cackled so fucking much.
She's offended!
Out of character question, have you ever seen the word bombastic in a book?
I say bombastic all the time. I don't know because I wouldn't think about it because it's just part of my regular vocabulary.
I love it.
So yeah, team, what do you do?
How is the mayor reacting to this, if at all?
She's like in this state of like processing it, like kind of like, wait, did I hear that correctly? But I think like she's also kind of starting to notice that people aren't moving.
Are people actually frozen? Like, can people move?
Like, yeah, right now they are frozen. Like when they're in like a bunch of like whatever positions they were at, like if somebody was eating food, like they've got their hand up and whatnot, they're frozen.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
Don't they need to choose a champion? Can't the mayor choose a champion? That's how it worked in all the old books. The fighter, the one challenge to a duel, normally chose a champion. What if we can convince the mayor to choose one of us as their champion against the Rat Lord?
My thought is if you're deciding an authoritative position through forces of combat, you would have to do the combat yourself to prove your worth.
That's not how it worked in Arthurian legend.
That's how it works back at home.
Can I suggest we just beat up the Rat Lords? This duel thing can't be real.
I think I look at Chunta and I'm like, let's beat up the Rat Lords then. Shall we? And I like offer him my hand for a like tag team maneuver.
Just gonna give a reminder that including Lord Charles Nathaniel, there's 6 of them. Not like a deterrent, just letting you guys know how many there are.
We're outnumbered and we are surrounded by civilians.
This is gonna get bad. I mean,
I always want to beat up the Rat Lords, don't get me wrong, but in terms of basic logistics.
And at the moment, Lord Charles Nathaniel has like offered the mayor his arm, and his like the Rat Lords are kind of surrounding them, like, okay, we're going to the tournament area.
And I think during that team conversation, Chunta was reaching his hand out and then stopped when Solar Flare started talking.
Can I still see the mayor?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm never out of eyesight with the mayor. I don't want to ever lose her in the crowd.
Raynor wants to actually break away from the group for a second and like yell at the Rat Lord, "You must allow them to choose a champion."
All right, I guess we're doing this.
God.
So, Raynor, Lord Charles Nathaniel doesn't turn because he's busy, but one of the lower Rat Lords turns with just a look of confusion that's kind of twofold. Like, what are you talking about, and why aren't you frozen?
Solar Flare is also gonna like move and stand up next to Raynor. Lower hands on hips, upper arms crossed.
I am Dr. Akka, and Raynor smashes their hands together as the suit morphs around them.
I don't remember what Dr. Aka's morphing sequence looked like. How does it look on the panels?
Actually, I think we used a different morphing sequence last time. But in this case, since it's just a short panel, when they slam their hands together, the suit kind of wraps around their body like a Venom style suit out of their back and covers their body in the suit. And now Raynor's short, like really short, but as soon as the suit forms around their body, they grow at least a foot and a half. So they're like 4'7", 4'8", and they grow to like 6'2" in the suit.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize Raynor was that small.
Yeah, Raynor's tiny. So Dr. Akka says, "The mayor gets a champion, and we will be their champion against you."
So this is Marquis Riteus, and he kind of shouts out, "He doesn't have a champion. Lord Charles Nathaniel's fighting himself."
I think Raynor at this point looks around and sees that the rest of the group is nearby, because Raynor is not the strong one of the group, even in the suit.
Actually, speaking of suits and magical girl transformations, voila, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I think at the like team reference, we get the 3 panels of me transforming. The first panel is the like a spin and the robes like spinning out, and the second panel they've like dissolved into playing cards, and in the third panel I'm in the full like tuxedo mask ripoff. And can I charge my burn during that?
Yeah.
That's a 9.
Nice.
So yeah, I have like a heart in one pupil and a spade in the other.
I love that image so much. And around you guys, all of the people that were frozen suddenly unfreeze, but in like a kind of like a weird jerky way. Like it doesn't look natural. And they all stand up from their spots and start to follow the Rat Lords and the mayor. And like the way they're walking is like very expressions blank, kind of just like walking like zombies.
I have a semantics question about how to play this game. If we say within view, and I have a camera feed on someone, do they count as within view? Or does it have to be like within like eyesight, like natural eyesight?
Do you have a camera feed on the mayor?
Not yet, but that's part of my plan. But I want to like clarify that before I do anything else.
I think it counts if you like. I guess like when you're trying to keep her within view, are you trying to see necessarily like where she is or what is happening? Like what is the purpose of it?
I just want to make sure I have eyes on her. Like even if I just see like the top of her head, like I just need like eyes on any part of her.
Yeah, a camera will work.
I turn to Chunda and I'm like, I need you to go live now.
We're in the sewers. There's no service.
I can handle that.
I turn to Rainer and I'm like, okay, go live on some sort of streaming so I can see you, and then make sure that your camera can see the mayor.
All right. And she puts her hand out, and a piece of her suit, just kind of blobs off and becomes a camera. And you see a red light on it, and you can tell that it's live, and it goes and floats over, quickly floats over to the tournament grounds where the mayor's at. Will that work?
I open my phone and I like start scrolling through and like, do I have a way to access that feed?
Rainer, I'm gonna have you roll to unleash your powers on this.
I dig it.
In general, it's gonna work. I just want to see how well this is gonna work.
That's a 3. that was a 3.
Oh my god. So yeah, the camera goes over to follow, and I think we get like the sequence of like Rainer is showing Cass how to like connect to this, and like we see like the feeds like kind of start, and then it just gets cut off by static, and there's like no signal found.
So what is the plan here? And I ask because I have a move where I can alter human devices with alien technology, but knowing what the end game is would help me figure out if it would be of any use.
I look at you and I'm like, if I can see the mayor.
No, that was a me question. That wasn't a solar flare question. She would just take the phone and do it, but I want to know what's going on.
I need to get out of the sewers, which I can do by spending 2 burn to move out of the sewers. And then if I can see the mayor, I can use Snatch to grab one person from view and bring them to me.
That's hilarious.
Okay, that is good to know. I don't think a camera feed would help with that.
Ugh, clever though.
I'm not surprised. that was a long shot. I think I see Rainer's like device fall apart, and I'm like, you know what? Forget it. And has the crowd like moved like well past us at this point?
I mean, it's a big crowd, so like there's still some people around you, but it's definitely more of like the back of the crowd.
Great. I'm gonna grab the hat from off the top of Chunta's hat, and then I'm just going to reach into it and pull the mayor through with Snatch.
I guess I'm trying to figure out how far away she is. I guess like how does it look when you pull the mayor out?
We see like, because I've intentionally made sure I kept eye contact on her. Like I've been moving to make sure I can see her. We see just a hand appear, like floating above her head. It like grabs her and then just like lifts her up. And then like as she starts reaching like the threshold where my hand began, she just starts to disappear. And it's like a pretty quick, but it is a transition. She doesn't just like poof. We like see like her like levitate up and disappear inch by inch. Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets, T.P. Huth, and Elliot Peterson, and edited by Anthony Sheets and Sean Geddes. Anthony can be found on Twitter at IcyNewYear or at icynewyear.com. T is a theater artist and educator in the DC area. She can be found at T Huth Playwright on Twitter or TPHuth94 on Instagram. Elliot can be found at Elliot Ylen on Twitter. That's ELLIOTYLEN on Twitter. Sean can be found at The Crumpit, THECRUMPIT on Twitter. This issue is GM'd by Elliot Peterson. Voila is played by Anthony Sheets. Velveteen is played by T. Huth. Dr. Akka is played by Kaido Kane. Kaido is a Twitch personality and loves their 3 mischievous cats. You can find them at The Versian on Twitter or as Kaido Kane on twitch.tv. Solar Flare is played by Courtney. You can find her at Andromedam, ANDROMEDAMN on Twitter. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or on Patreon at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music in this issue is Call to Adventure by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and the license will be in the show notes. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on your podcatcher of choice or tell a friend. 5-star reviews and word of mouth are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. If you'd like to support us financially, check us out at patreon.com/moonharborheroes. Supporting us there will give you access to bonus issues each month. And thank you for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.
Wait, that is such a good ending of an issue. God, I hope it ends there.
I think that might be how this one works.
I like that. I like that as an ending.
I also realized, like, as I was prepping this, oh my god, I just made a rat mayor. I just made Pete Buttigieg.
Oh my god.
Slow clap. That's all you get.
So canonically, that's what Lord Charles Ruthenia looks like now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh shit.
Oh fuck!
I was prepping this being like, I wonder, I'm like, I don't know when this is gonna be released. Will he still be in the race? Will he be the nominee? This will be a time.
Oh my god!
Phenomenal.
Incredible.